when and how do you replace yourself as the founder salesperson? And in today's world, what does that look like with AI agents and all that stuff?
I'm going to give you a consulting answer and I'll give you context on it. The answer is it depends. General parlance, I would say, is if you as a founder have completed the entire sales process at least 10 times from first contact to signed contract, now you have the data, one, and potentially moral credibility should you be able to hire somebody, you can walk them through and coach them on how to handle certain things, which I think is really important. The ways I would say, when is it time to hire? It again, like you're at a capacity issue, like you're like, yeah, I can't take all these calls. That totally makes sense to be able to find somebody. I think one mistake people make when they're like, oh, I'm ready to get out of sales is they haven't documented anything they do. And like the company that I worked at, my first sales job, they're like, oh, this person interviews well, like most salespeople do, and they're going to come in and they know what to do and they're going to take it to the moon. And 0.1% of people are that. You need to give somebody a clear structure around. So what I would say is if you want to fire yourself from sales, specifically, or anybody listening, have you documented what happens at each part of the sale? Here's the general emails we send out to people or how we start conversations. Do we have a script for how we handle intake calls and understand if people are qualified? What are the next steps we put out for people? Here are examples of those next steps. What are the emails we send as follow-ups to these folks who are qualified or unqualified? How do we nurture a deal if someone's not ready? What are we saying to these folks? So on and so forth down the line for what a full and robust sales process looks like. If you have that, you can then chunk out parts of it and then hire people if that's what you want, right? You want to hire setters. It's like, okay, maybe agentically you can have it run the chats with people. That's cool. That's okay. You're probably going to want to have them book a call with that person to make it quality and qualify. Do you have the scripts and tools and the training to be able to give that person a clear assignment on how to do that? That's where I would start. So I would probably start at the top of the funnel as the first place you'd outsource. And then the mid funnel would be the qualification, which you'll probably still take now because you want to be more confident that the person gets it. Once they've escalated that up to a point where you're like, I think they get it, you could then trust them to take those qualification calls and so on and so forth down the line. But I think firing yourself from sales starts with you or any founder having clarity on what's the business you actually want to build in the next 3 to 5 years. You have a dollar number, maybe number of clients, and starting today, even if you're just starting your business with the idea of, I want to eventually be able to get this out of my hands and start documenting what that process looks like. Once you have that, you have something that you can hire somebody to improve on, which is fine, but you don't want to hire them in to make it for you if we haven't, and sell, because that's just going to be ugly. I've seen it.
Yeah, yeah. Who is that hire and how what traits do they have? The whole nature nurture thing. Like what's the latest on finding the right person?
I'm always with, you can train skills, you can't train mindset. I mean, you can improve mindset, but you can't make somebody a thing they're not. And for me, things I like people who have been athletes, they're competitive. That's one side of athleticism, but the other piece is they're coachable. They're also looking at like, how did I do here? How could I improve? That's just kind of naturally the way they look at the world. That's not something you can teach somebody. They had to learn that when they were a kid and be that type of person. That's always not always, but a much higher likelihood of success because they're already going to come with a critique of themselves for what they could do better the next time. That's a type of personality trait you want. You want someone who's curious, right? You can't teach curiosity. This person wants to know about this stuff. They're studying the industry themselves. They're like finding insights. They're reading books. They're getting articles. Like they just have a natural curiosity for stuff. That's a great trait for someone in sales.
How do you test for that or source on the front end for that? Like curiosity. Like that's like how do you find curiosity? Uh like that's a tough one.
Question I like is, what are you excited about?
Yeah. Okay.
They'll tell you on this, like, tell me a little bit more about that. Why what excites you about that? And they're
Yeah.
like, oh
Oh,
my
I'm reading
goodness,
10 books. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay,
read
cool.
this book about this. Like what you want, like what I think anyway, is you want to get someone into a mood where they're like, oh my goodness, this like that transfers to a customer. If they can't show they have a passion for a thing or passionately explain or create a space that way,